Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this. Somebody come and look at this.
Oh, that was the wrong one. I didn't mean to play that one, man. But, yeah. Peace and blessings, family. Pardon me for that. I actually put on the wrong quick hitter. But, I want to say peace and blessings to all the family out there. I hope everybody's doing well today. Shalom and blessings, family. I got my brother Ebri with me today. How you doing today, bro?
Doing fine, bro. Shalom and blessings, everybody. I was wondering what was going on.
Yeah, I didn't mean to put that one on. I got to get that one off of it, man. Before I don't like making those type of mistakes, and then people gonna think that this is about Oh, you know what? Hey, brother. I read your email. I just didn't have a chance to answer back because I was kind of running out the door. But hey, you know what? Those instrumentals that you gave me and the brother, we listened to them, and they're definitely something that we can incorporate with the project that I'm bringing up. So do me a favor, man. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send you an email of my phone number so we can chop it up and we can get a little bit more of the logistics on that. But please, I apologize for not getting right back to you on that. If that's okay with you, brother.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking to the brother Amir Yashriel. Talking to that
those
brother.
are some nice samples.
Yeah, definitely.
And also for my I'm gonna start my readings. You know, that kind of stuff could be used for my readings and stuff like that too. I really would like to get with the brother.
Mm-hmm.
Do something.
The brother's doing.
Everybody once again.
If you could send us a email with your number, perhaps, so we can chop it up a little bit more intimately on it, you know. And I'll forward the number to the brother Eric, and he can reach out to you too, you know. But please forgive me, brother. Like, you know, I actually, you know, I do these quick hitters and things like that, but right after that, I got to run right back to work and things like that. The only time I really got off is on the weekends, on the Shabbat, you know. And the Most High definitely made that a day of rest because I hit the sack like a ton of bricks, bro. It's like I sleep, man. I sleep a lot on the Shabbat. I eat and I sleep on the Shabbat. I pray, I eat, I sleep. And you know, if the Most High permits it, you know, we get a lesson in, you know, and a lot of times those lessons may last 2-3 hours, you know. But the subject at hand today, early church Edomites, right? Because I'm saying that because a lot of times when we had these conversations with Christians, no, it's no problem, brother. When we have these conversations with Christians concerning Scripture, you know, they like to bring up early church fathers, and they say that in assuming that you don't know who these church fathers are. You know, if you ask any of them, they'll tell you like Martin Luther, or they go a little bit even further back. Because Martin Luther is one of the how can I say it? He's more closer to our times as far as early church fathers. I think that would have been one of the last ones for them that they would reference would be Martin Luther. Now, when you ask them about these church fathers, none of these guys look like us. None of them look like Israelites. They're all Edomites. They're all Eurocentric, whatever however you want to described them. They look like white people, basically. So when you talk to them about early church fathers, and they're like, oh yeah, the early church fathers said this, or the early church fathers believed this or that, but the early church fathers wasn't you. Now I wanted to show you a video by another Edomite who he talks about some of the beliefs and some of the, how can I say, the mindset that Martin Luther had towards the Israelites. Exactly. They hated them. They hated Israelites. Right? So I'm going to share this video. It's a short video, about 6 minutes. And I'm going to just chop it up a little bit with you guys on that before I got to cut back out. But this is something this is along the lines of what the lesson is going to be bringing out too. So I thought I'll share this stuff with you. Hold on. Let me share my screen. Auto. Can you see it, brother?
Yeah.
All right.
What about Martin Luther and...
I'm sorry, can you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Y'all, can everybody hear it? Make sure that the people in the chat can hear it too. Put it as loud as I can get it.
What about Martin Luther and the Jews? We know that in 1523, he wrote a little book that Jesus Christ was born a Jew. And he did this reaching out to the Jewish people. He had seen the way the Catholic Church had treated the Jewish people. And he said, if I'd been a Jew, I'd rather be a pig than a Christian. Now, it's interesting that he said, I'd rather be a pig than a Christian. He said, if I'd been a Jew and looked at the way the Catholic Church had treated the Jews, because there was an infamous anti-Semitic pig in German, Judensau.
All right, so wait a minute. I had to stop real quick, right? Because he just said, if I was a Jew, I would rather be a pig than a Christian. Showing that there's a differentiation between the two. All right? So all these people that keep on saying like the first Christians were Israelites. There's something to think about right there. But let me continue.
The anti-Semitic pig. And this was actually on a church building in Wittenberg. And this image, you just search for it online, anti-Semitic pig, is absolutely shocking. It's a big pig. You have this like kind of statue thing just in the walls, and it, not where Luther nailed his 95 Theses or posted his 95 Theses, but down the road, another church building in Wittenberg. It's still there. There's petitions to have it removed, but it's still there. And you have a pig, you have a man that's supposed to be a rabbi looking into the anus of the pig. You have others that are suckling at its breasts, and it says Rabbini over that, and then Shem Faros. This is basically a barbarized play on the ineffable name Yahweh, and so a mockery of how it's said in Hebrew, the ineffable name. And there, if you're watching on YouTube, there you can see the image that's supposed to be a rabbi investigating the backside of the pig and others suckling at its breasts. Yeah, Luther was aware of the anti-Semitism, the Jew hatred, the mockery, and Rabbini probably play on rabbis, all right? But he knew of that. He knew the way the Jews had been treated. He obviously knew history and how Jews had been treated. And he reached out saying, hey, you're the older brothers and sisters, and we're the younger ones. And if we could reach out in love to the Jewish people, his hope was there would be a massive turning of Jewish people to the Lord. Well, it didn't happen. 20 years later, yes, it's true that Luther is old and sick, but remains utterly inexcusable. 20 years later, Luther has been exposed to Jewish literature blaspheming Jesus, a lot of this in reaction to and responding to church persecution over the centuries. Of course, inexcusable on the Jewish side, but that was there. He was under the wrong impression that every day Jews cursed Christians by name and blasphemed Jesus in the synagogues every day. He was under that misapprehension. And he also found out there were people, German Christians, who were becoming interested in the synagogue, Judaism. So he wrote, and this is not the only anti-Jewish thing he wrote, And yes, he said harsh things about the Pope and harsh things about Anabaptists and harsh things about peasants. But here's how his words against Jews have lived on in infamy. In 1543, he wrote another mini book called Concerning the Jews and Their Lies. And he gave counsel to the German princes as to how to deal with the Jewish people. Look at what Luther had to say here. This is Luther explaining what to do with the Jewish people. First, their synagogues should be set on fire. Second, their homes should likewise be broken down and destroyed. Third, they should be deprived of their prayer books and Talmuds. Fourth, their rabbis must be forbidden under threat of death to teach anymore. Fifth, passport and traveling privileges should be absolutely forbidden to the Jews. Sixth, they ought to be stopped from usury, charging interest on loans. Seventh, let the young and strong Jews and Jewesses be given the flail, the axe, the hoe, the spade, the distaff, and spindle. Let them earn their bread by the sweat of their noses. We ought to drive the rascally lazy bones out of our system. Therefore, away with them. To sum up, dear princes and nobles who have Jews in your domains, if this advice of mine does not suit you, then find a better one so that you and we may all be free of this insufferable, devilish burden, the Jews. That is a synopsis of his mini book concerning the Jews and their lives. You can find it anywhere online now. But in decades past, the only place I used to find it was in neo-Nazi catalogs. Now, in fact, Luther's contemporaries rejected that counsel by and large. Subsequent generations of Lutherans either ignored that and used his first reaching out, compassionate book, or they repudiated it. Unfortunately, Adolf Hitler rediscovered it and put it into practice, literally setting the synagogues on fire, breaking down homes, destroying them. On November 9th of Kristallnacht, 1938, the night known as the Night of Broken Glass, Kristallnacht, that's exactly what the Nazis did, took Luther's counsel literally. And the next day, which happened to be the birthday of Luther, November 10th, synagogues were burning.
All right, so now let me stop sharing this real quick. All right, so what I wanted to bring to light was this type of rhetoric and that type of mindset is something that was carried over from the hatred that they had towards the original Israelites. All right. This is the same type of mindset that the quote unquote church fathers had before Luther. He was one of the last ones that they would reference as an early church father. Now, this anti-Semitic mindset that man had, because he actually probably believed that these Jewish people were actually the real Yahudim, right? But that same mindset was something that was traditionally carried over from one end to the other, and just based off of what he said at the beginning, how if he was a Jew, he would rather be a pig than a Christian. It shows that the persecution of Israelites by Christians were far and wide in regards to them subjugating our people and forcing them to become Christians or to follow that religion. And it wasn't something that our people ran to or held to, And according to what he was saying, this was brought about by the Roman Catholic Church. So if Rome did this, where was all these so-called converted Gentiles who were following Christ all of a sudden? Where did they go? Where did they disappear to? They was the ones persecuting the people. They was the ones persecuting the Israelites. All right? And if you take note what this guy Martin Luther looked like, that's what all the early church fathers that Christians claim are the authority on the book. They all look Eurocentric. None of them look like you or me. But these Christians want you to believe that these people who had an anti-Semitic mindset about them hated the Israelites, all of a sudden had your best in mind, your well-being in mind, your relationship with the Most High in mind. These people didn't have anything like that in mind. What they had in mind is the same thing that Constantine had in mind, is to convert Israelites into paganism. Why? Because they knew that us following the Most High is where our power comes from. All right? Remember what the scripture said, and I believe I shared it out of the book, the Apocrypha. I'm going to read this again. I've shared this with you before, but I'm going to read it again. Let me see. Let me see. I think iniquity. Okay. Let me see. Was it in the Britons or was it in the regular Apocrypha? I believe it might have been the regular Apocrypha, but let's see. Oh. That's here we go. Got it. Okay. It was in the Britain. Let me see. It's kind of tough trying to find stuff on here when
What are you looking for in particular? I have an Apocrypha.
I'm looking for the time when they're about to come upon the Israelites. They're seated in the hill countries.
You talking about in Maccabees or in Judith?
I think it might have been Maccabees. Let me see. Yeah, I found it. It was in Judith. It was in Judith. All right. Okay. Yeah. It was in Judith. Now I'm gonna read this. So what people were asked is, okay, why would they want to convert them though? Why would they want to convert them? Why is it so important for these quote unquote early church fathers to convert the Israelites and make them follow paganism? What is the purpose of that? Let me share my screen with you again. All right. Let me read through this because it actually maps out the whole dealings of Israel through Egypt till when they were scattered and brought back, and so on, and then scattered again. Right. So I don't want to start away from them. I'll start. Right here. In 5 and 8. Let me make this a little bit bigger, because I know it may be a little bit harder for people to see. All right, so I'm gonna start right here. He says, no, not there. All right, I'm going to start from when they went in Egypt. But when the famine covered all the land of Canaan, they went down into Egypt and sojourned there, while they were nourished and became there a great multitude, so that one could not number their nation. Therefore the king of Egypt rose up against them and dealt subtly with them and brought them low with labor and brick and made them slaves. Then they cried unto their Elohim, and he smote all the land of Egypt with incurable plagues, so the Egyptians cast them out of their sight. And the Most High dried the Red Sea before them, and brought them to Mount Sinai and Kadesh Barnea, and cast forth all that dwelt in the wilderness. So they dwelt in the land of the Amorites, and they destroyed by their strength all them of Esbon, and passing over Jordan, they possessed all the hill countries. And they cast forth before them the Canaanites, and Perizzites, and Zubassites, and the Shechemites, and the Girgashites, and they dwelt in that country many days, and which they sent not before their Elohim, they prospered. Now listen again. And whence they sent not before their Elohim, they prospered. I'm going to read it again. And whence they sent not before their Elohim, they prospered. Because the Elohim that hateth iniquity was with them. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles, very sore, and were led captive into a land that was not theirs. Right? Led captive into a land that was not theirs. And the temple of their Elohim was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by the enemies. But now are they returned to their Elohim, and are come up from the places where they were scattered, and have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill countries, for it was desolate. Now check this out. Listen, this is what the nations know about you. This is what the nations knew. Right? Hold on, let me read that in another one, just so you can get it a little bit better. Right? And it says, and now, my Lord and Master, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their Elohim, we will consider what this thing is in which they stumble, and we will go up and overcome them. Read it again. And now, my Lord and Master, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their Elohim, we will consider what this thing is in which they stumble, and we will go up and overcome them. But if there be, it said, but if there is no lawlessness, I'm going to read again. But if there is no lawlessness in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them, and their Elohim be for them, and we will be a reproach before all the earth. All right, so this is what these so-called early church fathers knew and understood about us, that if we break the Most High's laws, we do not have a defense. Do you get that? If we break the Most High's commandments, we do not have a defense. We have no hedge. We have no protector. We have no deliverer. This is why when you read the scriptures and we talk about the 400-year prophecy, these things coincide with us doing something. They coincide with us coming back to the Most High. All right? They coincide with us keeping the Most High's commandments. All right? But this is what these early church fathers who were Edomites understood. That's what they understood. That we have no defense for our nation while we sin against the Most High. All right? So a lot of these brothers and sisters that's up in Christianity, they can't grasp that because they're happy where they are. Some of these brothers are living the American dream. They don't want to give up their American dream. It's no different from when we was in Egypt. People was complaining even when the Most High delivered us out of Egypt. We had this in Egypt. We had that in Egypt. You brought us out here into the wilderness to die? See? We had herbs and garlic and everything that you could ask for in Egypt. We had pork. We had pork rinds. We had shrimps, crabs, and lobster in America. You telling me we left America for this? Right? But that's what these early church fathers understood. That as long as we sin against the Most High, we don't have a defense. We don't have a protector. You know? And this is what they look like. They didn't look like you and me. They wasn't melanated brothers and sisters. They weren't Israelites. They were Roman prophets that were set up to further degrade the minds of our people. Early church fathers. When you talk about early church fathers, they never mention Paul. They never tell you who specifically they talking about when they say early church fathers, because when you read up on these guys, they give you the name. Every last one of them was anti-Semitic. Every last one of them had a gripe against our people. Every last one of them try to claim or say, oh, you know, they killed Jesus. They're responsible for Jesus dying. Didn't the Pharisee, one of the chief priests, say it is expedient that one man die, that the nation perish not? When Peter said he's going to die with Mashiach, the Mashiach said, yeah, come die with me. Mashiach knew that's what he came to die for. He came for that reason. How it came about, it's whatever, but it doesn't change the fact that he died for his people. So that me, you, and every other Israelite that's in captivity today will be covered by grace. But because we don't accept Christianity, they claim we don't accept Mashiach. And that's a lie from the pits of hell. Whether you know it or not, if you an Israelite, you covered by grace because Mashiach died for us. We don't go according to their regiment. We don't go according to their regiment. We go according to what's written. And what's written, he died for his people. He confirmed the covenant and he safeguarded it for you and me and every Israelite out there today. To have the opportunity to repent and come back to the Father. But that's all I wanted to say. You have anything to add on to that, brother?
Powerful. That's absolutely powerful, man. And before I say anything, I just want to thank you for even having me on, to even hear that, but the passage you read in Judith is also a testament of whose people we are, the Most High's people, you know.
Amen.
And we're the only people who the Most High claims to be the people of. No other God in the earth claims a people. You know, we're the only people who have a record of the creator of heaven and earth claiming us as a people.
Amen.
So if that don't resonate in your heart, then, you know, nothing else will. And as far as Martin Luther go, you know, I was taught that he was the father of what was known as the Protestants, you know, and every other denomination comes under that particular denomination. And the only thing they did was protest against the infallibility of the Pope, but they kept the customs. So technically they still are Christians, Roman Christians, just like all other brand of Christianity, because you keep the customs, you follow the same doctrines, the same practices. So you are Roman Christian. But everything you brought out was absolutely powerful, bro. And I want to give all praise to the Most High for that, and peace and blessings once again to everybody in the chat.
Peace and blessings, family. As always, walk in obedience, walk in faith, you know. And shalom and blessings, brothers and sisters. It's been another quick hitter. I'm signing off. The brother Eric is gonna be going live in about an hour, right, bro?
Yeah.
In a couple of minutes, probably. But I'll be chiming in. I gotta get back to work. Love and blessings to you, brothers and sisters out there. Stay safe, stay prayed up, walk with the Most High. Shalom and blessings.